Welcome to clickmyproject.com. Let us discuss about the product on the achievable rate of OFDM with index modulation. Let us discuss about the abstract. Orthogonal frequency division multiplexing with index modulation is a recently developed transmission technique that extends the principle of spatial modulation to OFDM subcarriers. A new subcarrier for the OFDM IM which applies interleaving mapping. Logly-like ratio detector was also proposed to determine the active subcarriers and the modulated symbol. Identical computational complexity to that of the classical OFDM detector. OFDM IM with the interleaved grouping outperforms classical OFDM for small m and certain ranges of signal to noise ratio. The performance of OFDM is studied in terms of achievable rate, assuming an MRI consultation and the channel state information is available at the receiver. A closed form load mode is derived based on which an interleaved grouping method is proposed for use of subcarriers. In comparison with existing grouping method, that is localized grouping method, the proposed one can benefit from the diversity effects over frequency selective fading channels. The superiority of OFDM IM over classical OFDM is greater for phase shift gain than for quadrature amplitude modulation. Let's discuss about the flow diagram of the product. This is transmission section and this is receiver section. Transmission section source bit is split a serial to parallel converter and then perform interleaved grouping. Serial to parallel converter and parallel to serial converter is a functional blocks commonly used in high-speed communication to compensate for limited input or output. These blocks convert data between serial data and parallel interfaces in each direction. And the parallel converted data perform interleaved grouping. Interleaved grouping can benefit from frequency selective fading, which brings frequency diversity gain to OFDM. The interleaved grouped data modulated. Modulation is MRI or MRI QAM or PSK modulation. An MRI transmission is a type of digital modulation where instead of transmitting one bit, two or more bits are transmitted simultaneously. The types of transmission results in reduced channel bandwidth. Phase shift gain is a digital modulation scheme that conveys data by changing MRI modulation scheme with M equal to 2 B symbols. The modulated signal then perform IFFT. It is inverse Foss Fourier transform. Inverse Foss Fourier algorithm to perform inverse or backward Fourier transform which undoes the process of DFT. IDFT of sequence that can be defined as if an IFFT is performed on a complex FFT result computed by origin. The IFFT signal added with cyclic prefix. Cyclic prefix is refers to the prefixing of symbols with repetition of end and then add white Gaussian noise. The reverse process of transmission is performed in receiver section. Remove cyclic prefix and FFT. Perform FFT. Demodulate the signal and interleave the grouping parallel to serial converter and then get the output. By output signal, we perform analysis of the product. Let us discuss about the running procedure of the product. For executing the product, run the main file. Here we get so many output forms. These all are related to our flow diagram. Let us see the performance analysis of the product. First compare the classical OFDM with OFDM IM with localized grouping and interleaving grouping in terms of achievable rate. This is 8 PSK and this is 16 PSK. And then we discuss about the different decoding schemes performances. The classical OFDM IM, OFDM IM with subcarrier activation only. And then we discuss about the comparison of OFDM classical OFDM. This is the classical OFDM. This is OFDM IM. Then we discuss about the effects of achievable rate in terms of M when SNR is equal to 0, 6, 12. The black one is SNR is equal to 6, red is SNR is equal to 0, and blue is SNR is equal. And then we discuss about the ergodic capacity. Comparison between classical OFDM and OFDM IM ergodic capacity. This is classical OFDM red and black is OFDM IM. And then we discuss about the effects of modulation type on achievable rate. Effects of modulation types on achievable rate of classic OFDM and OFDM IM when M is equal to 1. Classical OFDM IM 16 QAM 16 PSK and OFDM IM exact 16 QAM and 16 PSK, and when M is equal to 2. Classical OFDM IM exact 16 QAM and 16 PSK. This is classical OFDM IM 16 QAM 16 PSK, and red one is 16 QAM 16 PSK. These are the performance analysis of the product. Thank you for listening.